online and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
Well, in this case, it's clearly a weapon, and weapons aren't allowed in school.
The principal of Fargo North High School is defending his actions tonight, banning a photo of a student from the school yearbook because he says it violates school policy. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us.
The student's father shared the photo with us. It shows his son holding a gun over his shoulder with the American flag in the background. Valley News Team's Bradford Eric tells us why school officials say it's just not going to be printed in the yearbook.
So this is the state of freedom in our nation today. Fargo North High School had rejected this picture for Josh's yearbook. That's how this lengthy Facebook post from Charlie Renville begins. He's upset the school won't let his son use the picture. And Renville goes on, saying enough is enough, he needs to be fired.
Well, first of all, the picture indicates I think it's a semi-automatic assault rifle, and something that's not allowed on with our school policy.
Fargo North principal Andy Dolan made the decision to not allow the picture. He says it violates state and federal laws outlawing weapons within 1,000 feet of a school.
And then we have a policy on student publications and freedom of expression, which also indicates that we can prohibit things from being published in school media, meaning yearbooks.
Number 4 on the list of prohibited items, material that violates federal or state law or promotes violence. Principal Dolan says the picture violates their student dress policy, too. So I asked, don't you have to be on school property, though, to violate school rules?
I guess we don't think so. I mean, our thing is that it's, with regards to our policy, it's prevented from being in our school, and so therefore we believe that we can prevent it from occurring in our yearbook.
Principal Dolan likened it to a picture of someone smoking a cigarette. He says they would not publish something like that, either. Bradford Eric, Valley News Live.
There is an appeals process the Renville family can go through to overturn the principal's decision. District policy says the appeal goes to the assistant superintendent, who has 30 days to make a ruling. And if you need help with an issue in your community, call our whistleblower hotline and we'll do our best to get to the bottom of it. Call 701-237-6576 and leave your tip.
Weeks after allegations of student harassment surrounding revealing pictures of Hillsborough High School students, the district is offering a social media forum for the parents. The free forum starts in less than an hour at the high school in Hillsborough for parents in the Hillsborough and Central Valley School District. The discussion is being led by Fargo Police, who plan to provide tools that parents can use to discuss tough topics like sexting. School officials say since last spring, parents have asked how they can handle their child's social media habits. Hillsborough's high school principal says many parents feel bad about invading their child's privacy, but it's okay.
You know, you have to move past that, I don't want to invade my child's privacy, to I need to know what's going on in my children's life or my child's life. And, you know, it's important for the mental well-being of your child, so I'm hopefully, you know, you are paying attention and getting into those devices and seeing what they're doing.
In early November, the North Dakota Bureau of Criminal Investigation, along with Hillsborough Police, were investigating allegations of student harassment. That investigation is ongoing and will not be part of tonight's discussion.
Another can't complain day in the weather department as our early Christmas gift from Mother Nature continues. Let's toss it to Hutch to find out what we can expect tonight. Hutch?
Well, after temperatures reached the 60s out to the west, record-setting heat out there. A lot of 50s returning to the James River Valley, Devil's Lake Basin, and beautiful 50s to the Red River Valley into western Minnesota. A few showers through Polk County. These are spreading off to the east this evening. Enough to wet the sidewalks and roads out there. Temperatures are still warm enough for this to be liquid, but certainly some sidewalks and area side streets could be getting a little on the slippery side. Heavier rain out to the west that will be moving in our general direction as we head through the overnight hours. But it won't reach Fargo this evening until we get to past bedtime. Chance for sprinkles increasing during the overnight. Unsettled weather now over the next several days. We've enjoyed a pretty terrific start to December. For snow lovers, we'll see a little more of that in the forecast as well. Details in a moment or two.
All right. Thank you, Hutch.
You bet.
Police now have a suspect regarding an arson fire at the Somali-operated Juba coffee shop in Grand Forks. Police say it is likely the suspect may have suffered an injury to their right hand or arm. They've released some photos and video, a video clip, and there's a still image of someone breaking the front window of the shop just before fire heavily damaged the business. The fire follows racist graffiti found on the front window of the coffee shop last weekend. Police say the video shows someone breaking the front window just before the fire started around 2 Tuesday morning.
We were able to see how the fire began. However, that information is not going to be released at this time. The video and the still were released in the interest of hopefully obtaining some assistance in identifying this individual.
The second point in this investigation is racist graffiti. A Nazi symbol with the words "Go Home" were found painted on the front window of the business last weekend. At this point, Lieutenant Zimmel says they have no evidence linking the fire suspect to the racist graffiti. If you have any information regarding the fire or graffiti at Juba Coffee Shop, contact Grand Forks Police, and there are several ways to contact them. Their tip line is 701-787-8004. Email your tips as well to investigate@grandforksgov.com, or you can text them 847-411.
3 juveniles were arrested after a high-speed chase that reached speeds over 100 miles an hour. It started on Interstate 94 near Barnesville. It covered 20 miles before it was over. The car was stolen, and the State Patrol had to use stop sticks to flatten the car's tires. Well, when it did, the car plowed into a semi. The 3 juveniles took off on foot. They were caught shortly afterwards.
A Grand Forks woman is concerned about the safety of her grandchildren. This after the man charged with sexually assaulting them disappeared. 33-year-old Brett Goulet of Crookston faces 2 counts of first-degree sexual conduct after allegedly raping 2 girls who are now 14 and 10 years old. Goulet has disappeared, and authorities have issued a warrant for his arrest. If you know of Goulet's whereabouts, you're asked to contact police immediately.
An argument that began on social media between 2 groups ended with a call to police. Authorities say after the argument, the 2 groups decided to confront one another. Fargo police say the fight happened Tuesday afternoon in South Fargo. When officers arrived, one of the groups had fled. Police believe a stun gun and brass knuckles may have been used. The Street Crimes Unit located a suspect vehicle after this incident, and shortly after, 2 possible suspects were located. One of the suspects, a juvenile, was sent to juvenile court for aggravated assault. Police say the 2 groups involved have a history.
While many are talking about presidential candidate Donald Trump's controversial proposal to ban all Muslims from traveling to the United States, members of Congress were busy planning another tactic. Washington correspondent Kelly Meyer reports.
The U.S. House of Representatives just gave a swift response to the recent acts of terrorism abroad, passing legislation to fix loopholes in the nation's visa waiver program. And the Senate seemed to be following suit.
This is really about laying out that reality.
Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson hosted a roundtable with members of the Homeland Security Committee to, as he says, plug the loopholes.
It's really that information sharing, the intelligence sharing between the countries that participate in this program that really do improve our security.
He's introduced a bill to strengthen the current visa waiver program. The program allows people from specific countries to travel to the United States for up to 90 days without needing a visa. But lawmakers want to show that just because waiver is in the title, it doesn't mean security efforts are wavering. This comes after the House passed their own version of the bill.
400 plus votes, I think, is what we got yesterday in the House. It shows you that common sense should prevail on this issue.
New York Congressman Tom Reed supported the legislation that limits access for travelers who are nationals of or have recently visited countries with significant terrorist activity. That includes Iraq and Syria. Nebraska Congressman Jeff Fortenberry says another important issue they have to look at is the danger of people overstaying their visas.
If you come here, you're welcome to come here, you're welcome to visit, but you have to obey the law, and if you don't obey the law, you should be escorted out quickly.
Senator Johnson continues to push for support for his bill. He believes we need to act now to prevent more terrorist attacks and protect exactly what his committee oversees, our homeland. Reporting in Washington, I'm Kelly Meyer.
Lawmakers say there is broad bipartisan support for these bills in both the House and the Senate.
There are a lot of things we do during the holidays that unfortunately could cause trouble for our pets. Later on Valley News Live at 6, keeping it festive for both 2-legged and 4-legged creatures.
And today in the Red River Valley, temperatures about 20 degrees above average. Jamestown, how about 30 degrees above average? The mild weather becomes a little more wild as we head through the next 7 days. I'll explain right after this.